What's up, everybody? We are back and we are in real time now. So
yeah, welcome back.
Before we get too deep into the episode, let me turn my mic up. Before we get to there we go.
I don't think mine's even on.
It's on.
Hello?
There you go.
Okay, I don't know.
Before we get too deep into the episode, I did want to remind everybody to be submitting their dating horror stories to our Instagram or to our Gmail. Both of those are society97.pod. We will be doing that episode next week.
Yes.
And so please submit those there. We'll also put up some stories this week where you can just like answer those directly. But yeah, we're looking for dating horror stories. The worse, the better, as I always say.
Oh, absolutely. We have a lot of crazy ones right now, but we're not, what's the word? Literally no words I have in my brain right now. I'm not going to lie. My brain feels like
it's all good.
black.
The more the merrier.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We're not ashamed to do a part 2 if we have to.
Yeah, and even if it's not enough for a whole nother podcast, we can always make a YouTube video with the remaining ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, submit those over. We want to tell your stories. It's anonymous, of course. And I just wanted to say that at the top of the episode before I forgot. Also on that, some housekeeping. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a review if you can. Those mean a lot in this world and help kind of push our podcast forward on the algorithm so other people can see it. I've appreciated
Spotify, it's ratings.
Yeah.
Like star ratings.
Yeah, so appreciate all of those who have done it so far. That's so awesome, and we read all of them. But if you haven't and you feel so inclined, we would love it. If you want to leave anything less than 5 stars, please don't.
4 is okay. 4 is okay.
Yeah, I'll take a 4. All you one motherfuckers, fuck off.
Yeah, we don't need that.
I don't think anybody who's rated us a 1 has ever actually listened.
I'd agree. It was just from like mean TikTok.
I agree.
Men. But anywho,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. Have sex with a Scorpio.
I could glute bridge your dad. I'm naked. Hold on.
We will be flicking the beans to that.
But she's tatted and I take meth. Is somebody in your house right now?
But you know what? Fuck your ass.
Yeah, I had sex last night.
You can make your own money. You can literally have your own job of your dreams. You can own your own house. You can own your own car. You can pay all your fucking own bills. So what is that man? That man is sex and a best friend, and that's it.
I heard nothing but the truth.
We would appreciate that a lot if you did all those things.
Do you have any other ass people
Go
over
follow our
here?
YouTube channel.
Yeah, follow our YouTube.
We do video versions of the podcast every single Friday. So if you're actually like, I don't even know what these girls really look like.
You
Head
could
on
be
over
really
there.
shocked.
Yeah,
and
because
probably
we don't-
disappointed.
Yeah, we don't look really cute over there. But then also
Yeah.
we do like fun videos every single Tuesday. And we've been switching them up to like not have their like the same thing all the time. So definitely go over there. We're doing some big things on our YouTube channel. So go look at that. Our video content, we're going to try to get a lot better within the next couple of months.
Yeah,
So.
we're investing in some new technology to
As
make
one
it
might
to make
say.
the quality a bit better for you guys. And yeah, we're trying to grow our YouTube channel. So yeah, go follow us over there, Society 97. That's about it. That's all I had to say at the top. But
End
so
of the episode.
yeah, this week Kellen and I, well, I guess this past week and weekend, Kellen and I both had family in town, and so we've said it in previous episodes, but when that happens, like we go MIA from each other, from social media, from everything, which is so funny because I notice. So I'm a pretty regular poster on TikTok. Like I do probably a video a day, if not more than that, just because I've been trying to grow that over there. But anytime I'm ever with my family, I don't post a single thing. And I realize that like, this is so sad. If I wasn't so lonely, I definitely would not use that app so much. Because I'm just talking to myself basically. So I'm like filling a social void without actually being social.
Yeah, so I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. I mean, like, for me, I just like also don't really see my family a whole lot.
Yeah.
Because they don't live close. So like when I'm with family, whether I'm there or they're here, like I'm just like, I try to be as present in the moment.
Yeah.
And honestly, like it's a lot, especially like hosting people. Like it's a lot, even if it's your family, like, and you know that they can like chill and like, you know what they like enjoy doing, but it still is like a lot of mental capacity. I feel like that it does take from you. So like for me, like my phone is like the last thing I'm like worried about.
It's so crazy though, because like the amount of screen time I have on a normal day is alarming. But then when I have people in town, dude, I won't use my phone at all besides like directions. Like I feel like that's the only thing I ever use my phone for. Or if I go on like the website of the restaurant we're going to that night or something.
Yeah.
But so you had all the girls in town.
We had like a little girls weekend. My mom and her sisters were here, and then my girl cousins were here and my sister. And it was a lot of fun. Like, so the first night that they flew in on Wednesday night, and we had an Airbnb from Thursday to Sunday. So they stayed here for the night, which was like fun. It was a lot of fun. There was not room anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So my two cousins, who are like avid listeners of our podcast, by the way, like, okay, so they also were like, give us a shout out. I want to hear my name. So
we're clear to say their name.
Yeah. So okay. Aubrey and Mackenzie slept in the podcast room.
Shout out you two.
Yeah.
Shout out Aubrey and Mackenzie.
Also,
who slept on my side?
What?
Who slept on my side?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, because by the time like I saw them in the morning, they were on the floor because they had an air mattress. And something about sleeping on an air mattress is it's never a good time. Like, at least it's like not the floor.
So I have one friend who owns an incredible air mattress. Mm-hmm. It's so good. I myself have never owned a good one, even though like I've paid like a lot of money for them. They all slowly deflate while you're laying on them.
So like
my ass will end up on the floor at some point.
So I went to work that night. Like when they got in, like I was at work.
Mm-hmm.
So like, by the time everything, like I don't really know, you know what I mean, like in translation, but I had everything set up before I went to work, so the air mattress was already blown up. They probably had to re-blow it up by the time that they were going to bed for it to be like good. And it is a good air mattress, but like I don't know, so end up not having a great time, and they ended up sleeping on the floor, and they had like all of our pillows and blankets from like our chairs and stuff like on the ground, like wrapped in them. It was so I felt it's so
like
so bad.
It's like those memes where it's like when you sleep over at your friend's house but you don't want to ask for a blanket, and they like will use like a tissue and like a
whatever.
rock.
I felt like so bad though, because I was like, oh my gosh, like the thing is like I only have a 2-bedroom house, and like my second bedroom is the podcast studio, so like I can't have a bed in here. I can't even have like a couch or something else in here that's like a pull-out couch or something, because like I've like thought about like I've thought so hard in my brain like how I could like configure that to work.
You would literally just have to get rid of your desk and put like a futon there or
I
something.
know, that's what I was thinking.
But then it's like it kind of sucks because you're wasting a whole part of your room.
Exactly, that like I wouldn't utilize on a daily basis, where like I utilize that all the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, I really don't know, and I feel really bad that like they end up on the floor. But yeah, also Mackenzie's a real estate agent in Baltimore, and she wanted to let you know if you ever have any real estate needs, she's got you. She's so funny though, because like the whole time we were here, like if I was driving us around, like I would drive a lot of places, and then like they would take an Uber for like the other people that didn't fit in the car, and I would try to do like back roads so she could see like more of the houses, because honestly,
dude, we were drive the back roads here, it is so pretty. And this past weekend, the leaves turned, and so oh my god, it was like
beautiful,
such a pretty weekend, and like the leaves were turning and falling, and like I did the same thing with my parents because I'm trying to look for a place to rent, like a house to rent here, so we kind of like drove around areas and whatever, and it was just so pretty the whole time.
No, that's how like we stayed in East, and like those houses, like they're small, but they're so cute, and like they have so much character.
I was about to say,
like,
some of them are like hundreds of years old.
Yeah, and then also some of them are like obviously newer builds, but like it's just like a really pretty area. So I mean, like I took her all around and stuff, and I was like, you should be a real estate agent down here. And like there's a sign of this guy named Gary who's like,
Gary's everywhere.
Yeah,
that
Gary's
bald
everywhere,
bitch.
And
that fucking bald bitch. I see him.
We
all
were like,
over the
okay,
place.
Mackenzie, you're hotter than Gary, so like we got it, and we like started making like fake slogans for her like the whole time. It was hilarious, but yeah, we had a really good time. Overall, it was a really fun time with family, and I feel like you don't have like a dull moment, especially like on a girls' weekend. Like the first day that we were here, we like got ready, we went out on Broadway, because my thing, I was like, we're not gonna go back to Broadway, like we're not going back at night, like it's not that fun.
Also once it happens, we're done, so like get what you need out of it today, because we're not coming back.
No, exactly. And I was like, and day drinking on Broadway, especially like my mom is the youngest of her sisters, and she's in her 50s, so like nighttime Broadway with like, I don't want to say older people, but like older people isn't fun. Like it already isn't fun at our age, like being young, and
but
like
we're kind of used to waiting in lines, and,
right?
you know, trying to hawk or
elbow
down
people out
and
the way,
get the bartender's attention, and like being used to being bumped into. But like
right.
as a adult who like probably doesn't go out super often, especially super crowded places like that, it would be way overwhelming.
Right. And like my one aunt is like getting a knee replacement, so she can't walk very well. So I was like, okay, Broadway during the day, it is
like a bad idea.
Yeah. So we went like to Kid Rock's first. It was so fun. It was so much fun. And we went to Miranda Lambert's. It was lame because the band that was playing was like,
I'm gonna be honest, I've never had fun there.
Okay,
besides that one time when me and you went and I got absolutely blacked out and ended up on that little stage thing,
Miranda Lambert's can be fun.
I've only had one time where it was fun, and it was because there wasn't a fucking live band. It was like a DJ, and so it was actually fun.
Honestly, I had like 2 or 3 good experiences there, which is why I think it's fun. But the band that was there was like a 2-person like acoustic whatever, and I was like, this isn't the vibe.
Yeah, like this isn't like the Broadway I promised you guys.
Yeah, no. So we left, and we ended up going to Whiskey Row, and that band was so much fun. I don't know what happened, but like also the alcohol took a turn at that time, and we all were like, wow, like screaming, having a great time. No one else on the same level as us in the bar, but like it was like 3:00, and we're all like dancing, going crazy.
What day was this?
Thursday.
Gotcha.
We were vibing with the bartender.
That's the day. If you ever come into Nashville and you're trying to make a long weekend out of it, go to Broadway on Thursday. It's the best day to go.
So fun.
You're gonna have like a good time without all of the psychos who have been here for like 3 days, and then you're also going to like not have to wait in lines and stuff as bad like at night.
Yeah,
that's what I've noticed. Like every time I have people come in town who want to go to Broadway, I'm like, we either go Thursday or we don't go.
Yeah,
because like that's the best day.
No, so we went on Thursday like during the day, and then we had to like sober up to go to the Grand Ole Opry Thursday night, which was like fine, but oh my god, so this was crazy. So we get into the Uber, but like there's 7 people, right? So even like an Uber XL is like, some of them are going to be cool and some of them aren't going to be.
Yeah, some of them are like
6 people.
Yeah, you can't.
So majority of the weekend, like Ubers were cool about it, but like at points they weren't. So we go, like this guy rolls up, right? He has a microphone. He's singing karaoke out of the car, like lights, like disco lights happening.
I think I've had this guy before.
He has like an Infinity. A black Infinity.
Yeah. He's an Uber XL.
Yeah. So he was like, la, 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 like singing to us, whatever, has the window down, and we're like, oh my God, this is such a vibe. Like we're having so much fun, whatever.
Yeah.
So 2 people get into the back, right? He has like he had 3 rows. 2 people get into the back, and a 3rd person could have fit back there. So I started to go back there, and he closed the seat on me. And he was like, no. And we were like, okay. So then, yeah. So then I was like, all right. So I was like, well, 4 of us could fit in like that middle row. Like it is what it is. Like we're all like pretty little. So like it'll work. So like, we get in, and he was like, no, only 6 people. And my aunt was like, we got an Uber XL. Like, yeah, like it could fit us. And like there's enough, technically there's enough seatbelts for every person. So
yeah. Like, what's the big deal?
Right.
Was he not letting anybody sit in the front seat?
No. So someone could sit in the front seat.
Oh.
Right. So like that's 7 seats. It was 3. It was 2, 3, and 3. So that was enough seats. And he was like, no. So I like got out, and then they were like, we'll call another Uber. And we were like at the house. I was like, I'm just going to drive. Like, I'm not calling an Uber. I'm just going to drive us. So me and my mom ended up going in my car, and like we go there, whatever. Apparently we get there. My aunt was like heckling this man the whole drive. Right. It was like, this is ridiculous. Like 7 people could have fit in here. Like whatever. Was like yelling at him. Yeah. So we're already starting the night off on this note, right?
Yeah, like this, like we're already kind of
kind of like dampered the mood a little bit.
Yeah,
which,
exactly.
Like, okay, you know what? He's a rule follower. Like I'm not here to like come at him. Like he was a rule follower who can't be mad,
right?
But like also, you're following the rules a little bit too much just because of a dollar amount. Be for real. Like it wasn't like a seatbelt or like a safety issue.
Right.
It was straight up just because you wanted more money for the ride.
Yeah.
If there was a 7th person. So regardless, anyway, so we get out, we like all go into the Opry, like whatever, and we get there, and the Opry's like the show's already started because we were like a little bit late, but it is what it is. It wasn't a big deal because it was like country classics, which we thought were gonna be like, you know, like Garth Brooks and like you know.
I'm thinking like Johnny Cash.
We were thinking
Dolly
like,
Parton.
Exactly. No. It was like the 30s, 40s.
Oh,
like
it was like when Johnny Cash was born.
Yeah. And we were like, we don't know any of this music. Yeah. We're all like, yeah. Like we're trying to like get into it. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we get up to our seats, right? And the attendant like takes us to our seats. We had a row of 4 in front and then 3 people behind. So like me and my cousins were in the first row, and then my mom and her 2 sisters were behind us. Well, there were these 3 ladies sitting in their seats. So the attendant was like, hey guys, like you have to move, like these aren't your seats. Your seats are in the same row, but on the other side. And they were like, started screaming. This beautiful woman is down there singing at the Opry, right? And they start screaming at the attendant. And they were like, well, what do you want us to do? You sat us here. Why should we have to move? And like my cousin turned around and was like, well, these are like our mom's seats. So like we're not splitting up as a group because you guys sat in the wrong place. And they had like I'm not even to be mean, but they were like bigger ladies with like big boxes of like popcorn and like the extra large Cokes and like whatever. So they were already like, they were Karens. That's basically my, imagine the Karens. Okay. And there's 3 of them. They were yelling at the attendant's yelling at them, and like this lady's performing on stage. So my aunts now are standing in the middle of the row, and my aunt was like, we're blocking the view of other people. Like, can you guys move? And the 3 of them stand up. They're like, where do you want us to go? Where are we supposed to move to? Where do you want us to move? Where are we supposed to go? We don't know what to do. And my aunt was like, walk down the stairs and walk over. Yeah. And they were like, we don't know what to do. They were acting like the most helpless people ever. Ugh. My aunt started like, so then my mom and her 2 sisters start yelling at the ladies, and they were like, we're like, okay, like, can you guys just like move?
Like you're embarrassing everybody around you.
Right. Like you're in the wrong seat. Yeah. Like, honestly, regardless if the attendants had you there or not, no matter what the situation was, like if you realize that you're in the wrong seats, like my first instinct is like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Let me get up.
Also,
and move.
like this is like such a common thing, which I don't understand. Just sit in the seat that you paid for. Right. Like it's like in this case scenario, supposedly they set them in the wrong seat, which I highly doubt. I bet they just didn't ask anybody and they just fucking sat there.
The further over that they went, because we were already on like the side of the stage, so the further over that they went, it was like obstructing the view a little bit. So I think that they did it on purpose.
Yeah, I'm sure
also
they
because
did.
We were a little bit late to the show by like 5-10
They're probably
minutes.
like, oh, nobody's showing up here. We'll just sit here. But like people do this all the fucking time at concerts, and it like pisses me the fuck off because literally like it's. If you wanted a better seat, you should have paid more money. And if you can't pay more money, then sit in the shitty seat. Like, we were literally at horrible seats at SZA.
Oh, my God.
Like, terrible seats. Okay, so they weren't even good to begin with. And girls were still sitting in seats that weren't theirs. And I'm like, these are bad seats anyways. Just go sit in your other bad seats. Yeah. What's the difference?
Yeah, like your view is going to be like a little bit.
Either way, she looks like a fucking ant from here.
Right.
Like, you can't really, you need your like fucking opera glasses to even see her. So like, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah. Just go sit in your right seat.
Right.
Like, the fuck?
No, so they're like making a whole scene. Some woman is like singing a whole ballad down there with a sparkly dress on. Right. Like, now my aunts are yelling and like it was a whole thing. It was so embarrassing.
And you're sitting there like just looking at the ground. Like,
all of us, we were like,
God, we don't know them.
Right. And they were like, we just don't know. Like, but I also like, they were justified because they were acting so helpless. Yeah. Like, they're like, well, where do you want us to move to? Like, where do you want us to go? How are we supposed to move from here? And my aunt, like, at one point my aunt was like, you come out this direction. Like, she used to be a school teacher. So she was like, you come out this direction, you walk down the stairs, you go across, and you go up to the other side of the aisle. And
do you want me to hold your hand and take you over there?
They were like, oh. And then they walked past like my aunts and my mom, and it was like, they were like, we're sorry. And my mom was like, you don't have to be sorry, but like you didn't have to make a scene. Yeah. Like you didn't be sorry because you made a scene, not because like whatever. So just like put a whole damper on like the whole time, whatever. It was just like,
because you guys are already like heightened from the Uber incident, and then this happened. It's like one of those things where it's like, of course. Yeah. Like what else can go wrong?
Right. You know? So then after we were like, all right, let's get some White Claws, let's go get some drinks, go back to the house, like hang out. It ended up being fine. Like, yeah. It was still a good time. And then like the next day, what did we do the next day? Honestly, we hung out. We went to like that cowboy strip show. Which like if you're in Nashville, it's like a fun girls thing to do. Yeah. So but it was
this is like the one that the Lexi, what's her name from TikTok? She was like the girl who did the tipping videos. Remember that like went super viral?
I don't know.
Where she would like go to a restaurant and tip somebody like $1,500 because like people would like send.
Yeah, Venmo her money.
That's her like business that she started here. Oh. And it was like the first cowboy cabaret in Nashville on Broadway. Not in Nashville in general, but on Broadway.
It was like right off of Broadway. Right. Because it was like a street up. It was like the Woolworth Theater or something like that, and it was It was called Ranch Hands.
Yeah.
It was cool. Like it was a cool experience. I'm not gonna say like it was still like a strip show, right? Like, and okay. Also, I want to say we got the B team, okay? Because they came out and I said we got the Uggos. None of them are hot.
Were they butterfaces though? Like, were their bodies good?
Some of them were. Some of them weren't.
They're not even butterfaces. They're just ugly.
The ugliest one kept coming to our section, and I was like, "Don't touch me."
That's funny.
Like
That's
I had
funny.
dollar bills to spend, but
No, you
don't
know what?
touch
The
me.
one I went to was like an underground, like damn near like this is illegal vibe. And like when I went, it was also peak COVID.
Yeah.
So they had to like they boarded the windows to make the business look like it was closed, and you had to do a special knock to fucking let you in, and like because nobody's wearing masks in there, it was very like whatever. But let me tell you, those fuckers were hot. Like, that's one thing I will say. Like, it was giving creme de la creme.
No,
because I think they were working tax-free type shit.
No,
like,
we
you know
got
what
B
I mean?
team. We got B, if not D team.
Like, when I went to my little version, which was too much, they were hot. Like, they had that going for them.
Okay, you know what? I would have...
And like very much Magic Mike body type.
Okay, so
like
there was
big and strong.
They were all tall. Like that's all
Mhm.
that they all had. They were all tall. There were two that were like okay, like they were good looking men.
Yeah,
but like meh. Two of them like just had bodies. Like I was like,
yeah,
what are you doing here?
right.
But then later they sang. Or they were singing a part
so
of it.
they
and
were talented.
they all
That's
could
why they
sing and
weren't just
dance.
another pretty face. They had
yeah,
talent.
they had it all. They
were
sing.
singing and dancing.
Yeah.
Well, they probably didn't swing your way anyways. If that's like,
I don't think I honestly was thinking this. I was like, majority of them are not straight.
No.
Because how are you gonna sit there and like grind all up on girls and do all the things that they're doing
and not get a boner.
Yeah, and also like
Yeah.
be a straight man.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
But there was like a token black guy. He was probably the hottest one, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest with you. He had like a shredded body. He was tall, which was like, and his face was like mid.
Yeah.
But like he was the hottest of all of them. At least he like looked good, you know.
Mhm.
And yeah, so it was like really cool. It was like they have like a whole storyline to it. Like it's not just like a strip show.
Yeah,
They
it's
had,
like a
like-
true like Magic Mike.
Yeah, they
show.
had like a
Yeah.
whole storyline of like the guy who owns the ranch is like broke up with his girlfriend. And he's like trying to get his confidence back, and like these like hot like ranch hands are like getting his confidence back. Like that's like the whole storyline, and it was like cool. People were getting lap dances. My aunt got brought up on stage, like ripped like the guy's shirt off. It was fun. We had videos of everything. It was so fun. But then the song Pony comes on, right? And they just start fucking people. They bent some girls over the stage, put their legs up, and just start fucking them in the ass. And I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, okay, I'm all like, I was down to have a good time, but like, this is like too far. Like, okay, like stripping a little bit is cool. Like dancing with them a little bit's cool. Like
I think what's
cute little lap
crazy about
dances, cool.
yeah.
But like once you lay the girls down on stage and you start like humping
Dry
them,
humping them.
and like bending them over the stage and just like bah, bah,
Yeah.
bah. Like, it's too much. It's too
Aggressive
much.
back shots on the stage.
Right, but like your bulge is going into her butt cheeks. What are we doing?
Yeah. Also, what's so funny about like all of that is like you don't sign any like form to be like, yeah, you can do this to me.
No.
Which is so funny because you would think specifically like for women, that would be kind of part of it. Like
Yeah.
I'm consenting to you,
I think
like
that might be like
doing
in
all
the
of
waiver
this.
when you buy it. You just don't realize it.
right? But like it's funny that they don't explicitly say like these things might happen. So if this isn't something you're cool with, don't come.
I mean, like I just was like, I don't want to go up on there.
Yeah,
Like
no.
I'm like all for a good time. Like I was screaming, yelling, have a great time. Like when my aunt got taken up, of course we were like,
Yeah.
because she's like 73 and like
Yeah.
going like up on stage. Like that's so fun. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, or the one I went to it wasn't like, oh, if you're chosen, whatever. It was like they were in the audience, like, and we were in folding chairs, mind you.
Oh, this was
And-
folding chairs.
And it was like 10 guys would just walk through the crowd and just sit on your lap, like full body weight on your lap, shirtless with oil everywhere, and just start like dry humping you and like grabbing the back of your head and like kissing your neck and shit. And I was like, what is this?
No, they were like, they were going out like at times like in like their song and dance, like they would go out and they like go into like the crowd and like they'd like do a little lap dance on you and whatever, and like, which was like fun. Like I don't know, I feel like that's the whole point of it. My sister the whole time was like, let's objectify men for once.
Yeah.
Yay. Like we were just having fun because we were like, we could just do whatever. It doesn't fucking matter right now. But
Yeah.
like, oh my God, like there were just times I was like, okay, this is a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with a lot, but like,
right.
Whoa.
Also, it feels like, I feel like it probably felt like even more so because you're with like people who you don't normally see in that setting. Like your aunt and your mom, you're probably like, oh, okay. Like, not that, like, I'm sure you're cool and whatever with them, but like there's like even a certain level where it's like, this is kind of weird.
Well, yeah, they sat in the row in front of us and we were behind them.
Yeah.
So like it kind of wasn't like they weren't watching us, right?
Yeah.
So like it was kind of okay. And also like my family is a very sexual family to begin with. So it's like that really wasn't, I guess, like a concern, but it was, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like,
yeah.
And so I was like, I can't be too into it because if I'm too into it, then it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
But
that was like any time I watched like a makeout scene or like a sex scene in a movie with my parents.
Like, oh.
And like my dad always will say something like, whoa, okay. And I'm like, okay. Like, let's not act like we are all like like.
Right. But I think that's like the hard part for parents though, is like sometimes separating like the fact that you're a grown adult and you're their child.
Right.
Like, I feel like that's like a weird thing. Like at our age, I mean, they're like, we're not young.
Yeah.
But like,
it definitely is a weird thing. Cause like, even like I mentioned earlier about like, I'm like looking at houses to rent or whatever. And even it like just talking to my dad about that, he's like, well, yeah, if you want to like include me in the places that you're looking at and whatever. I'm like, why?
Yeah. Like you're not living there.
Yeah. Like you are not involved at all. Like, why would you need to be like CC'd on the email with me and my like leasing agent or what? You know what I mean? I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And it's just like weird stuff like that where it's like they try to like still be like very like parent, like, oh, well, I'll be in charge, but it's like, but I'm literally closer to 30 than I am 20.
Right.
Like, I'm good.
Right. I think that's like also like weird for like me, and I don't know if like you too, because it's like I want that independence, but then I also like want like the respect for them. So it's like a weird like line of like, okay, where.
Right. And no, I totally agree. It's like, I want you to view me as like a mature adult and whatever, but I also like don't want to like hurt your feelings or like feel like I don't need you, but I don't need you.
Yeah.
Like, I love you and I appreciate you, but like I don't need you to like this is so silly, and I feel like so many people can relate to this, but like my dad is the professional like coach of everything. Like, he feels like he needs to coach you up on anything.
Yeah.
Regardless of if I know more about it, it doesn't matter. Like, he needs to show me how to do it. And I got he got me a vacuum sealer because he gave me like a sous vide, which is like a way to cook food in like a water bath, but you cook it in like a vacuum sealed bag. So it like cooks perfectly. And then you finish it like on a stove or whatever. And he was like showing me how to like vacuum seal stuff. But like, I got it. Like, I read the thing, so like I knew what I was doing.
Right. I can just press a couple buttons.
And the whole time was like standing over my shoulder, and then would be like, oh, no, wait, no. And I'm like, okay, then just do it. Like, this is like.
And also, if I mess up, I mess up. Like, it's not that serious.
And like, that was my whole thing. I was like, I love you so much, and I appreciate the fact that like you got this and you're excited about me using it and like whatever. And like, this is great. We get to, I don't know, fucking cook meat together, like a son and his dad do, because that's what the vibes were giving. Like, I felt like his son. Like, it was such a weird hobby to share, but I was like, okay, I know you like are trying to show me, but like I'm very competent,
right? Like,
and I know how to read,
right?
And there's 2 buttons. I really can't fuck it up that bad. It's either vacuum or seal. Right. And I assume the seal, then the vacuum, then the seal again.
Right.
Like, is how you close the bag.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah. And also, like, they're kind of like foolproof. But yeah.
Yeah. And like, it's just like little things like that where I'm like, okay, I get that you're still my dad.
Yeah.
But I'm a grown up, and 99% of the time I'm on my own, and I have to figure it out.
That really is like the hardest thing, I think, in our shoes. But yeah, so back to, so we leave the strip show, we like go out, and like we're all like hyped up, like you know,
your endorphins are
our
pumping.
endorphins are
pumping. You
pumping.
guys are sexed up and
Yeah,
you're
we're
ready to
sexed
go
up
crazy.
and ready to go.
You're like, somebody give me a
Fuck
cigarette
shit up.
and 50 milligrams of caffeine and I'm going to go fucking wild.
Yeah, no, we're crazy at this point. We cannot be tamed. So we're like, we want to go out dancing. We want to keep the party going, you know, whatever. So we go out, we go to a club, we like have fun, we're dancing.
Then you go to a Nashville bar and you're like, man, this shit isn't fun.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was like, we're not going to Broadway. So
Yeah.
we like go out to a club, we have fun, we're like dance, we do our thing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We go to leave, right? So as we're leaving, my aunt was like in charge of doing the Ubers because for whatever reason, she just was. I don't know. I wasn't there on that decision, but here we are. So as we're walking, she like calls an Uber, but she like didn't call it for right where we were. So we like walked to the pickup point, right? So I just like went up the street and she was like, I don't think I ever put the address in of where we're going. And we were like, well, you had to have put an address in because like it wouldn't have called an Uber. So like,
yeah, it's not like a taxi where you can just call it and it shows up and then tell it where
right.
to go.
So it was like, what address did you put in? She like starts looking. She's like, I don't really know. Like, cause like she doesn't know how to like go back and like figure it out. Right. So I was like, well, the last address you would have like put in there would have been the house. So like, I'm assuming you just clicked that one and like, that's where we're going. Right. So we start going. Thank God I know where we're going. Let me tell you. So we
You're like
go,
looking around being like, this
so
is not
we start
the
going
way.
like a weird direction because I was like, okay, we could have gone backwards, could have gone like, because we're in East, right? So we're at Printers Alley. We start going towards like Church Street, like far end Church Street, like Midtown. I was like, okay, but when people are getting on the highway to go back around, like almost like past your apartments, like we're gonna go right on the highway. No, he goes over the bridge. So we're going left onto the highway.
Okay.
So I'm like, interesting approach.
Yeah.
Because we're also
maybe
like,
there's a wreck we don't know about and he's
right,
taking a different route.
exactly. I'm like,
Yeah.
still not wrong yet. Because like, but also like where we're staying in East is like the back end of East. So I was like really weird that it would take us like the front end of East.
Yeah, because now we're going to have to get off the highway and drive through neighborhoods, like stop sign every 50
right.
feet.
So like interesting choice of directions, but like, hey, who am I?
I'm not the Uber driver.
Yeah, I'm just a back. I'm actually a felon at this point because I am the illegal rider, right? So we're going and we're going. And then it gets to a split, right? And the split either goes, if you've ever been to Nashville, it's like now in the front where like you can see the whole city. So either you're going to split and go towards Nissan Stadium or you're splitting to go down towards like the airport. That's the easiest way to like put it. So down towards the airport goes to my house, right?
Yeah.
He starts shifting lanes and I was like, oh no. I was like, this isn't right. He shifts lanes. We start going towards the airport. And I was like, this is wrong. This is very wrong. We're not going to the right place. I don't know where we're going, but this is not it. And like, also I'm very skeptical about Ubers in the first place because it's like kind of still a sketchy thing. Like, I understand that there are like, so many like rules and regulations in place, but like you're still in a stranger's car.
Yeah.
And they're still driving you. Like murder's a thing. So anyway. I look at
also, it's not like it's never happened.
Right, exactly.
Like there are multiple occasions where like shit has gone bad.
Right. So I'm like, very wrong. I'm like, look at my husband, I'm like, this isn't the right way. Like, you cannot connect to East from this direction. Like, we can't, this is not right. I don't know where we're going. So my sister takes the phone from my aunt and was like, gave it to me. And I was like, she had us going to the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh my God.
I was like, no.
Jesus Christ. That's like so not even remotely close.
No, it's far.
Yeah.
It is so much further. So I quickly like change it. The guy gets like rerouted and we go back. But I was like, oh my God, like we really were about to go see the Grand Ole Opry at 1 a.m.
Yeah. And
then what would we do?
Right. You'd call another Uber and then do the whole thing again.
Again.
Okay, so here's the thing about like, this is a trigger warning. I'm generalizing here. Anybody born before 1980 is not super great at technology. And I know that is still like millennials, but there are some millennials who like they really just don't know what the fuck they're doing. So then if you like send it back even further that people have been alive without the existence of cell phones or the internet, it's like that whole like you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Like the thing is, even if you're like proficient with it, there are certain things that you just don't get.
Right.
And geolocation And like modern map systems are one of those things, because people also of that generation and like maybe like our parents' generation like use like actual maps. And like, you know, when my dad, we were in Mexico, was trying to like out map the GPS.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I don't know what the fuck you want me to do. Like, this is just where the map is telling me to. I don't know the map. Like, I don't have like,
I don't live here.
Yeah,
I don't know the roads.
we're in Mexico.
I don't know the streets. I can't even tell you the name
And
of the
he's like,
street.
he's like, well, that's wrong. And I'm like, okay, well, that's what Google, like the actual satellite of the earth, is telling me to do. Like, I don't know what you want. But like the Uber thing is the same way. Like, my dad and my mom, or not really my mom is with that point in technology where she's just choosing not to learn anymore.
Right.
But my dad still tries to like keep with the times,
Which is like good, but
there needs to be some sort of like formal like teaching. You know what I mean? Where it's like, if you download this app, here's a quick 30-second tutorial walkthrough that you have to watch to figure out how to use it.
well, I'm sure that there is, but it's just like the thing about it was like, which bless her soul, I'm so thankful that she like, you know, she was very useful and
Yeah.
it's fine. Like, I'm not saying that it was like wrong or whatever, but it was like, you have 4 people,
Right.
4 who are under the age of 35.
Right. Pass the phone. Let us handle it.
Yeah.
If you want to pay for it, that's fine. Give me your credit card.
Yeah.
But like if that's the issue,
We'll use your phone.
if
like,
if that's the issue, like, yeah, pass us the phone. We'll use your account. But like, the thing is, also, you don't live here too, so like, street names
Well,
are confusing.
I'm not saying like, I was like, they have questions like, oh my gosh, thank God you live here. Like, you know where we're going. I was like, I mean, regardless, we're going to figure out at some point you're going to the right place.
Yeah, we're gonna
But,
end
like,
up not
I
at a
just-
house.
I just figured it out while we were on 40 and I
Yeah.
could change out the route and like still have the same Uber driver. He dropped us off and he was like, all right, girls, like, be careful. Like,
Right, like, hopefully this is the right spot that you guys are going to.
yeah.
But
I
I'm
was like,
out.
oh my
Yeah.
God. It was funny. But honestly, it was like, overall, it was a really good time. I'm so thankful that they all came down. Like, it was cool because I also feel like, too, I never thought that they'd come down and like see where I live. Like, my whole family, like, be able to like see where I live. Like, my parents have been here, my sister, but like, outside of that,
like your extended family to be able to see it.
yeah,
and shit.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, my cousin has came and visited me, one of them, but like, yeah, to like have them at like my house and like be able to have them like go out in the city that like is now technically my home.
Yeah.
Is like kind of
yeah.
weird. And I also was like excited for it. But then I also felt like the whole time the plan had to be on me.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it wasn't.
Yeah.
But like, it still felt like
Right.
very.
Yeah. I get that. That's like, anytime I host anybody, I always get like stressed out, because the thing about when you have people come visit you is like, you've already done everything. So
Yeah.
to like, and when people come, they want to do what you want to do, but you're like, well, I don't really care because I live here, and I don't really want to do any of this stuff,
Yeah.
if I'm being honest. Like, do I want to go to the cowboy lap dance show? Not really, but if you guys want to go, I'm gonna go, and it's gonna be
Right.
fun and it's gonna be great. But like, I would never choose to go do this
Right.
if you guys weren't here.
Right, but like,
so
and
just tell me what you want to do.
I'm excited to go do those things. I'm not
Yeah.
going to do them on my own. So
Yeah.
like, the fact that you're here and want to do it,
Yeah.
I'm down to do it.
That's like my parents, like when they come every time, it's like, well, just whatever you want to do. What is there any places that you haven't been or that you want to try or whatever? And I'm like, no, because if I want to, like, I've already gone and done it. So like, just tell me what you want to do.
yeah.
And I'll make it happen. But that doesn't really happen in my family, because I have a family of all Libras and one Virgo who claims he doesn't care about anything, but very much does.
Well, see, I also like if like I think there were like boys in the mix of this too, they would have been like up early and like ready to go and like wanted to be out the door by like 11, which makes her a very long day to like
11, bitch. We were out of my house by like 9:30 every morning.
That's what I'm saying, like, or like early. Like
Yeah.
they were 11 would have been like the latest that they're like ready to go out.
Yeah.
Like they wanted to go. But like being all girls, we were like,
Well, we
wake
still got to put our makeup on and take a shower.
no, we were like
and
wake
blow
up
dry
at
our hair.
noon, get out of here by 2. Like
yeah.
it was like nice because it was just like really chill and relaxed in
Yeah.
that like regard.
Yeah. We didn't do anything crazy. I did go to this restaurant called Noko in East Nashville that new like
Yes.
Asian fusion.
I've tried to get reservations there before.
Dude, so good.
Really?
Also, yeah, it was like one of the best meals I've had since I've lived here. The menu is very reasonably priced. It's like pretty similar pricing to like Two Tin Jack, which is like, I was surprised by, because for some reason in my head I thought it would be a bit more expensive than it was, but it wasn't. And the next day at like 4 p.m. I'm just like sitting in my living room with my parents, and I get a call from them, and I was like, oh fuck, somebody must have like left their credit card or something. And it was the owner just thanking me for eating there. And I was like, that was the nicest thing. Like literally, I was like so surprised, and like it was just, that was the whole vibe the whole night though. Like we got one dish like complimentary. They just like brought it to our table and was like, here, enjoy this, try this. And like everybody there was so nice. The two owners were filling people's water up the whole night. Like they were the like water boys the whole night. And they were like putting people's food, like clearing plates and like doing to go stuff. Like it was just like the greatest environment. And I had gone to that restaurant before it was NoCo, like, and it was like this dingy, like Italian, like pool hall type weird fucking place. But the location's cool.
Yeah, the location's a really cool place.
And so when I went back, the inside is like unrecognizable. The bar is in a different place. Like it's all white and super clean on the inside, and like the vibes were just awesome.
I've been wanting to go there.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a Asian fusion, small shareable plates style restaurant, it's so good. And they have like a wood burning like fire where they like cook a lot of their stuff. So
they have like a wood fire outside too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's kind of like that's the vibe of the menu. Like almost everything is like cooked in that thing. So like it all has, if that's not really your vibe, you might not love it, but I liked it. It was good. But then other than that, we just kind of like hung out, did the usual shit. But not to like completely divulge and just talk about something else, but I do have two things I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
One kind of is relating to like the cowboy stripper thing.
Mm-hmm.
But have you seen on like TikTok and Instagram and shit, like, God, what is it called in what's a theme park that's not Disney World, but it's also in Orlando? And it's the other animation studios theme park.
The Nickelodeon one?
It's like where Harry Potter is and all of that stuff. Universal Studios. Okay, so they do like a Halloween Horror Nights where it's like all in October. They do like every night. It's like a spooky, creepy. There's like scare actors who walk around. I have been getting like fan cam thirst trap edits of like the guys in that. Talk about like hot. They're like buff and like shirtless and have masks on and like blood all over the place, and they like run up to you and like scare you with like a chainsaw. And I'm like, wow, where did they find them?
Is that my type of man?
But I'm thinking, I'm like, maybe they have to do this because their face is really bad because they all have masks on. So I'm like, keep the mask on when you're doing the deed, because I bet it's not great. If
they might have like bad teeth or something, or like awkwardly shaped eyes.
But like, have you seen these videos?
No.
Oh my God.
Honestly, I'm not gonna be like, my sister was here for a whole week. Like I really haven't been like on social media.
Yeah, but it's like started like since October. Dude, I don't think I've liked any of them. But I was going to like one to do this, but then I was like, I don't need this like taking over my FYP. Halloween Horror Night. Let's see if I can find it. They're so hot.
Not them not even being scared because they're like, I would fuck you.
I know, all the in like this song.
And like the red lights. They're hot.
And they're tall and they're big. I'm like, okay, grizzly bear. Like
Tarzan, come on over.
Literally. And like there's so many videos of that, and it's like girls just going. They're like, I put my makeup on for this. And like flirting with them, and they're just trying to like do their job and like be scary, but none of the girls are scared of them because they're all just like, oh, rev up that chainsaw again.
Okay, but this is the thing. I really feel like a lot of females have like fantasies in that sense, like really dark fantasies, and not like whatever. I just think like this things that we consume of like murder and like the like true crime stuff is like, it's not really scary to be at something like that anymore, because you're like, okay, like I literally listen to this on the way to work,
right?
So like I think like part of like your fantasy is kind of like not necessarily like murder and blood, but like, you know what I'm saying, but like having
just
like
being killed.
No, but like, honestly, I really feel like a lot of females have like darker fantasies, and it's talked about like we're supposed to have fantasies of like being bent over by your boss at work, apparently, by like, you know what I'm saying, like
right,
societal,
that's such a dude.
Societal standards would be like bending over your boss at work, or like having sex on your desk, or like coming home and like him cooking for you and like whatever. No, I really do think if we got into it, a lot of women's fantasies would be like dark and scary, and where it's like a really hot man in a mask like ran out.
Dude, literally there's like a whole category of porn that is like not even people, like they're like scary like creatures and shit, that like the target demo is like girls and like women, and like what was another thing, and I believe the BDSM community is predominantly like women.
No, I 100, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of women actually have a lot more,
what you said, it's like a controlled version of that, and so the control comes back into your hands, because you have the ability to be like, yes, this is good, or no, we gotta stop, you know what I mean? And that's like BDSM's like whole, I think it gets a very bad rep because people are not educated on like what it actually is, but it is the whole like point of view of BDSM, and like a part of their huge part of their community is the consent part of like being like, this is something that both parties need to be enjoying and need to be consenting about, and like that's the whole point, is to like help you feel better about these like dominating and submissive roles in a way that isn't aggressive or scary or whatever. Like it should be based on like a mutual trust and like whatever. But I think you're so right, like there is totally like that like part of all of that like sexual nature for women is like a big fantasy of like that kind of stuff. I mean, 100%. Look at like horror movies in general, and like the like villains and all of them, and the scary people, like they're always like hot guys too. Like they never cast like the villain as like the ugly, scary, creepy guy, because the women tend to fantasize over that.
That's what I'm saying. No, like, that's what I'm saying. Like why do like I'm gonna go and be like,
yeah, like why do women fantasize over like Michael Myers? Like, you know what I mean? Like shit like that. I'm like, dude, what? He's like a murderer or whatever, but there's still like a group of people, a large group, who like enjoy that.
Love it.
But yeah, I've been seeing that, and I'm like, damn, all you hot guys who like don't know what to, you need some extra money, go work Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando for a month and dress real slutty and slap some fake blood all over ya and wear some creepy contacts,
because the girls are gonna come.
The girls are like it.
The girls are gonna come pay.
Literally.
If you need validation from a female, that's it.
Yeah,
you found it.
It's just so funny too, because it was like all these people in the comments were like, damn, I need to book a trip to Florida. It's like, I never thought I'd want to go to Florida right now, but this is making it look pretty good.
But like Florida's looking pretty spicy.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't think you could pay me to go to Florida right now. But that would maybe.
Oh, you 100% could pay
interest.
me to go to Florida.
Not me. You could pay me to go to a lot of places, but not Florida right now. I'm like scared of it. The Nazis hanging outside of Disney World and shit. I'm like,
I'm not saying Orlando, but you could send me to like a beach and I'd hang out.
Yeah, send me to Miami.
That's what I'm saying. Like you could send me to Florida for a week.
Yeah.
All expenses paid. Yes, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going.
Yeah, maybe I'll go and assassinate Ron DeSantis while I'm there.
Well, then you'd be a murderer.
But is it bad if everybody else is thinking it?
Yes.
That's like when, remember?
Yes, but also heroic.
Right. It's kind of like, is it a murder or is it vigilantism? Which, let me remind you, that's Batman's whole shtick. Okay? Technically,
so I am Batman.
Technically, he's not doing good stuff. He's just doing all the stuff that police can't do because of laws and regulations.
Right. So you are Batman.
Right. Yeah. I've always said that.
You're going to wear black anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So watch
Give me
out.
your best Batman impression.
What does he say? My favorite Batman is the Lego Batman.
Okay.
So the quotes aren't as how does he talk again? Like just like a scratchy voice.
Yeah.
I'm Batman. I'm the Crusader of Night. What's his Alfred, pass me the water. I don't know. I can't really do it. If I could go down a couple octaves, I could do it.
I think you could, but so I wanted to see what you could give me.
Do you know any Batmans? Like, do you know the actors, like the different Batmans? I was gonna
only
ask
know
what's
from
your
The Dark
favorite
Knight.
one. Okay, so Christian Bale.
That's the only one I've ever watched.
It's the best one.
That's the only one.
Actually, I haven't watched the new Robert Pattinson one.
No, but I've heard good things.
Me too. I've heard good things as well.
I'm just like not a movie person, so for that to happen,
you would like Lego Batman. I promise. It's like very ADHD. Like, what the fuck's going on? This is crazy. Like, there's never a dull moment, and it's very adult humor. It's great.
Okay, maybe
that's actually a biggest movie recommendation ever. Lego franchise. Don't watch the Lego movie, the second one, but the first Lego movie and the Batman movie are two of the greatest. I will literally say this with my full chest. Movies of all time. I'm not even like trying to be funny or whatever.
There it is, folks.
I really believe that, and even the critics will agree with me. So, and I normally don't agree with what the critics say, but on that I do, because those movies are fucking great. Last thing I wanted to say is I have a product recommendation.
Okay.
We talked about this in a few episodes back about shaving your chocha and the issues with like ingrowns and whatever, and that's why I've been kind of letting it grow out, because every time I shave I get fucking razor bumps, whatever. I saw a TikTok months ago about this razor and I'd never got it, but then I was in Target the other day and I saw it and I bought it, and it is a men's like beard trimmer. So it's technically like an electric trimmer, not like a to direct to skin like flat razor. And it's the Philips One or something. It was like $39. It wasn't even that expensive. Dude, that is the best investment I have ever made. It is damn near bald after you're done using it. Like, because it's not technically just like a super flat razor, it's like a teeny tiny bit lifted. But if you want to like clean it up, just go in with your normal razor.
Yeah.
But it's easier to like go in with your normal after it, because it's not tugging at anything at that point. Dude, that shit has changed the game, and you can get your asshole with that. Easy.
Ooh.
Easy.
See, that's where I struggle.
Cuts. Dude, I was going at it in a million different ways, and I was like, damn, I might cut myself. Never once cut myself. I had no ingrowns when it started to grow
back. So the
back.
electric razor is where it's at for the hoo-ha?
Dude, yes. And it's like you can do it as like a dry shave, or you can use like a cream or whatever. It's not like either or, because some of them it's like you have to do a dry shave because it's electric, but this one you can use in the shower and stuff.
Oh, nice.
So it's fine. Like if you'd rather use like a conditioner or something, like I don't know, some people prefer to do it. I just did it dry, meaning no product, but I did use water.
Yeah.
But like I didn't use like any shaving cream or anything. But dude, that shit got me right, and I was able to get in the hard to reach places without cutting myself or like getting an ingrown later,
or having to like bend over with your head like up in the air.
Yeah, like it was like shocking. And I'm like, I'm a firm believer, men's products
so much better
are just better every time.
Yeah.
And cheaper. This thing was fucking $39, and I got a head in it, and I got the charger and everything. Like it all came with it. I went to the ladies section to just see if they had like a trimmer. $75 for damn near the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And it would have been worse. But it was pink, and so they charged $35 extra more dollars.
Pink tax is wild.
Dude, it is insane. And like even like our deodorant that we buy is significantly cheaper in terms of the size.
And also like in comparison to like females deodorant that would be similar quality.
And that like you would have to reapply all fucking day because for some reason in girl deodorant it doesn't work.
It's not actually like antiperspirant.
No. Anyways, get it. It's in a green box.
I know what you're talking about.
The thing itself is,
I think my dad has it.
Green and navy blue maybe. It's changed my life, and I will never ever shave my thing with a fucking normal razor ever again.
I might have to try it.
Dude,
not that I have like ingrown problems, but like I just feel like for fun.
No.
I don't have ingrown problems anymore. I did for a real long time after I stopped waxing.
Yeah. And it like it's so easy too, because normally like with a razor, like if I'm in the shower, like because I have such issues with it, I will just go a long period of time, like probably like 2 weeks before I like shave again. And so then it gets too long. So then when I'm doing it with a razor, it's like I have to rinse it off like every 5 seconds or whatever. And it's just like, that's also not great for the blades because it's dulling them.
Yeah.
And then it's probably going to
whacking it against the
literally, I'm like flipping it upside down to like get the shit out with the water.
And I'm like, hitting the side of the tub. And I'm like,
yeah. But this like makes it to where I can like do it like every other time that I'm in the shower, just like 2 seconds.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God, it's amazing. So yeah, that I haven't done a like product rec in a long time that I like actually was like, this is worth saying. That's worth saying. Save your money, get that, and just use your normal razor on your legs. Use this thing on your vagine and in your booty hole.
There you go.
You heard it here first.
There you go. If you want a clean booty hole, get the Philips razor.
Yeah, the Philips one.
Not sponsored.
I think. I wish.
Not sponsored, babes. But anywho, thank you guys for listening to another episode of Society Day 7. My name is Kelly Marquet. You can find me at Kelly Marquet on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
And I'm Emily. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Starnsy. Don't forget to follow the podcast on Instagram. We are at society97.pod. That's where you can send over your dating horror stories. You can also follow us on TikTok, where we are at society97pod, where we post clips from the show.
We also have our YouTube channel, Society97, where you can find the video version of the podcast every single Friday. And then we post whatever we're feeling on every Tuesday. So definitely go like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. We'd love to hear from you guys over there. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.